Hello everybody, and a warm welcome back to my channel. My name is Miranda Holder and I'm a celebrity stylist and your feel-good fashion coach. And today we're going to talk about a really important measurement of your body that most stylists tend to overlook, but it's just as important as your body shape. I'm not one for sticking to the rules. In fact, I really quite enjoy breaking them. Always have done. Before we jump in, I just want to say thank you so much for all your wonderful comments. I'm really enjoying reading each of them. It makes me so happy to hear from you guys and hear what you think and hear about your experiences. So please keep them coming. And I really appreciate every subscribe, every like. Don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you don't miss another episode. I'm starting to put out 2 a week at the moment, so do stay tuned. We're going to have a flurry of summer themed ones, I think. So in previous videos, we have spoken all about your body shape, which is super important. I've said I'm not one for sticking to the rules. In fact, I really quite enjoy breaking them. Always have done. But I do think when you're starting out on this journey and learning about what suits you, or if you're unsure about what does and doesn't look good, it's a really good idea to understand your body shape first. Then you can learn the rules and learn what works. And then if you want to mix things up afterwards and break them and have a bit of fun, because that's fashion as well, then you can do. But as well as considering your bone structure from a horizontal perspective, so that's all about your relationship between your shoulders, your waist and your hips, and also thinking about your bust, it's also really important to think about the vertical perspective. And I'm talking about something called vertical scale. So vertical scale is often overlooked in the styling world, but it's just as important as looking at your body shape. Rarely is anybody in perfect proportion. We're all made differently. That's the beauty of life and the challenge and the fun as well. So it's really important to work out what your vertical scale is. Once you do, you'll understand so much more about what suits you, what doesn't, and all of a sudden outfit making will become easier and clothes will naturally be more flattering on you. So what do I mean by vertical scale? Very simply, whether the top half of your body is balanced with the bottom half of your body. So in an ideal world, the top half of our body would be exactly the same length as the bottom half. And I mean by the top half from the top of your head to your leg break. So that's where, if you bend forward with your legs straight, where you bend, that's the top section. And then the bottom is the leg break to the sole of your foot. Ideally, they'd be about the same. But most of the time they're not. People tend to have long torsos, so be long-waisted, and shorter legs, or the other way around. They'll have short torsos and be high-waisted and have longer legs. Now you might have some indication already of what you are. If you can never find a pair of jeans that's long enough, then you're probably going to be short-waisted and have those lovely long legs. That's amazing. I'm the other way around, by the way. I'd love long legs, but you're still going to need balancing out because certain outfits will still look wrong on you. Also, long legs and short torsos can, whether they are or not, make your torso look more bulky. So by balancing it back into proportion again and lengthening your torso, you will naturally look slimmer and clothes will hang better on you and just the whole outfit will work much better. So if high-rise jeans and trousers look better on you, then you probably have long torso, so you're long-waisted and shorter legs. And shorter legs have a funny way of making us look shorter than we actually are, even if you're not. So it's really key to balance them out and get that figure back into proportion. So the first thing we need to do before we even think about how to dress our vertical body scale is to work out what it is. And the most well-known method for doing this is the belly button method. I'll show it to you now. It's certainly one of the simplest, but I would like you to cross-reference a couple of others that I'm going to share with you to get a more accurate result, because belly buttons actually can just sometimes be in very funny places. They're not all exactly where they're meant to be, but this is how you do it. So standing in front of a mirror in some tight clothing, you pop one hand flat right nestled underneath your bust with the fingers closed, and then the second hand with fingers closed, meeting that flat onto your torso. If your belly button falls below your second hand, then you definitely have a longer torso. If it doesn't, then you're either in proportion or you have a shorter torso. So we need to do more measuring. The next method, which is super easy, is just to stand in the mirror in your undies and just assess, try and visualize your body into 2 blocks. So remember, you're going down to the leg break here, and try and work out which half is longer. And the final, and I think the most reliable method to all of this, because of that funny moving belly button, is to actually measure yourself. So get a tape measure out, stand against the wall or get a friend to do it, and measure from the top of your head to your leg break, which remember is where your leg creases if you bend forward with straight legs, and then from your leg break to the floor. Compare the 2 measurements. If the measurements are roughly equal, then you're pretty much in proportion. But if one half of your body is much longer than the other, you'll know which one is longer and which one is shorter. So in future videos, we're going to dive much deeper in how to dress if you are long or short-waisted, but some general guidelines for you to get started with. So if you're like me and you've got a long torso and short legs, the idea is to put you back into proportion to lengthen the legs. So as I said earlier, the easiest way of doing that is to wear a high-rise pant. I love my super high-rise jeans. They make my legs feel so long. I also love a heel or a platform shoe if you can get away with it, because that will also elongate your frame. And I also move my belts up higher. So I love a wide belt usually, and I will usually wear them a little bit higher than on my waist, which gives that optical illusion of having a more balanced vertical scale. And then the opposite is true if you have a short torso. We're trying to make that look more elongated. Remember, if it is short, it's going to look bulkier and more compact and squarer, even if it isn't. So we want to break it up. Things like V-necks and long necklaces are great for this. And we can also wear tops and blouses that finish a little bit lower on us, which then guides the eye down the torso and makes it look much longer than it is. So that's your introduction to vertical scale. We're going to be diving into it so much deeper in the future, but I would love you to work out what yours is so you know where you are, so we can all move forward together. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. Please keep in touch, and I will see you next time.